if you are behind, it's hard to kind of find your footing, and then your only impact in the game is the ultimate. But again, it's so easy to kind of connect that. So,
Yep.
Well, the Snapfire ban.
Yeah, that's the other one we were looking for. So the Snapfire banned out. Meanwhile, immediately they're going to go in for the Batrider pickup, and then the HellRaisers respond with a Timbersaw and an Oracle. Wow, that was so quick. Just snap, snap, snap. 3 picks in a row. Everybody kind of knew what was coming, what was going. This is a team, well, these are 2 teams which have obviously played against each other a lot. I mean, we know that officials, they've had 3 meetings over the past month, at least. I think maybe even more. They met in the LA qualifiers twice, I think. Actually, I've got it written down. I don't know why I'm trying to guess. They met in the LA qualifiers, yeah, twice. HellRaisers actually beat them once, but then Virtus.pro won in the playoffs, and HellRaisers won in the Paramatch League as well. And then HellRaisers really did bomb out of the minor qualifiers as well. So
yeah, it was unfortunate to see, but no, with this Timbersaw Oracle opening, it's you have that laning phase counter with the Oracle, maybe forcing the Batrider to be out of that lane, and additionally the Timbersaw. HellRaisers play so well around a big space creation hero in which they can pick this niche hero later on. So I've already mentioned it before, this TA or this Alchemist has been present in quite a lot of their drafts. So this Timbersaw, they don't really care about it having a good lane, good game. Overall, it's just going to force multiple heroes to go on it to enable that window of farm that they are so crucial on due to this reliance on a key hero to be winning them the game.
Shadow Demon.
Oh, Shadow Demon.
Ooh, Shadow Demon, yeah. So is that kind of like a...
Ooh.
We don't want you to pick Shadow Demon to us pick, Kips?
I'm not so sure about that, actually. To me, it feels like a setup for something else.
So there's additionally, there's 2 ways that Shadow
exactly.
Demon... Oh, sorry, yeah, there's 2 ways that this could be good right now. Is you want to match the amount of saves that are in the game. So you have Oracle with the ultimate, and then Shadow Demon now has Disruption. Additionally, with your Soul Catcher, you can then eat through quite a lot of that HP that Timbersaw naturally has when he's a bit tankier, frontlining. So he might not be so strong and wanting to frontline if the Shadow Demon is able to come in, connect, get the Soul Catcher off Disruption. It's so easy to kind of hit because Timbersaw wants to play in your face. So I wouldn't be surprised if VP drift towards some type of like explosive damage to potentially pair with this catcher they have. And the Huskar ban, this is the thing with this first phase Oracle. It's same with like a first phase Dazzle. It's like, do we respect the Huskar? Do we have a way to deal with it with our first 2 picks? And Shadow Demon and Batrider, they do nothing to it. So they're now forced into banning Huskar because they don't have obviously 2 bans, which for HellRaisers, they're kind of happy with this. They probably don't even care about Huskar, but it's just the fear factor of having an Oracle Huskar, which, waste a ban on it pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for HellRaisers, this is a difficult position to be in because when you look at these 2 heroes, the Batrider, of course, solo can play it. You can then also put it on resolution. So your ban it's so hard, and they're going to have to go for it like just a default hero like Centaur. Make the game easy. Think about okay, so if they have a way to disengage the fight, we don't have good lockdown right now. Oracle and Timbersaw will do nothing to the Centaur. Of course, Timbersaw, in terms of the game, you can always blow him up, but realistically, Centaur you just stampede. Timbersaw's not going to be catching you. So there's a nice default ban there to cover themselves, but I think HellRaisers are in a bigger difficult position to actually get the better picks here just because of the double support opening with the flexibility of the Batrider.
Yeah.
And the center SD lane would have been like a classic as well.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Small oversight there in that one. That was like, number 1, I was like, oh yeah, SD Centaur, so strong.
Do you remember when we used to have SD Centaur when you would disrupt the Centaur and then send the illusions under towers, and the return you used to just kill towers?
Back in the good old days.
Those were good times, weren't they?
I just like the fact that
Balanced
SD's coming
times.
back. Yeah, when is the game truly balanced? But Shadow Demon, when you have that... wait, what's happening now? Oh, we're now in the actual draft screen. Even better. We don't care about Shadow Demon anymore because they are taking their time with all these bans. Look, we've got 12 seconds of reserve time left on VP. I was feeling like this draft was taking its time. Like we're only just about getting into the second phase, and it's because VP they really ate through quite a lot of this time.
Yeah, they certainly have.
They're really going all in on the flexibility here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're for sure. I think they're trying to keep their draft to a point where they want to try and play aggressive. They know that HellRaisers can't really keep them contained in a fight, and here's the Lycan. This is the biggest issue right now. When you're trying to be flexible with your draft, like you just said, Kips, you don't really have... The flexible heroes don't pair that well against these niche picks because, of course, they're trying to go to multiple lanes, and you have no reliable stuns. You don't have any way to really lock down this Lycan, you might see a Kunkka here as a response from VP as the saving grace to this draft. And I think, honestly, that might be the best pick for them personally. What do you think? No? You don't get time to think, because they just pick Bristleback instead.
Is this an answer to the Lycan, Kips?
Only in a tempo kind of way. It's sort of like, all right, we see what you bid and we raise our stakes instead of, you know, trying to counter you. You're gonna run at us, we're gonna run at you, kind of thing. I'm like, I can see where they're going for it, just because if you're 3 picks in, you're kind of already committed to the direction that your draft is taking. If you want to pivot, you can either do it on like pick 3 or all the way at the end, but not on this 4th pick here. So the Bristleback, it's not going to do anything against the Lycan unless it's like the Lycan's forced to specifically fight into it. And the only way you could do that is by holding on to a higher tempo. And that's going to be a real challenge versus this HellRaisers lineup.
Yeah, I think they need a way to try and end this game. Maybe like a Shadow Fiend or something on mid to actually take some objectives. Because right now, even if their whole draft is about closing out the map early on, post-laning phase, make it feel hard for this Timbersaw to play pressure, because obviously you're playing aggressive into your jungle. Lycan maybe can't find his farm because his laning phase might be a struggle against this Batrider. So yeah, I'm kind of concerned for, even if VP are, let's say, 10k up in this game, does it really matter if you can never break into those tier 3s? So trying to find a no-one hero that can actually end this game. They ban out the Viper, sorry. Again, it'd be probably a really quite a solid hero that if once they get to high ground, you have this Viper throwing out, obviously, his AoE damage, pushing out the waves, and it'll just be very obnoxious. They pick the Morphling.
Okay, it's a win condition, but it's just about that now. HellRaisers, they're just going to answer with an OD. Oh, that seems like a really good pick.
It's a little bit filthy for sure. Of course, OD loves playing against Bristle, loves playing against Morphling, but and actually it's the Bristle mid going to be coming in against the OD, so that's going to be an interesting one. Sometimes we see no one on the Morphling, but
all right,
not so much.
Have to ask for Kips' final, just one word. Tell me who's going to win this one, Kips.
Draft is HR.
HR? Okay, alrighty. Thank you very much, Kips, for joining us here in the studio. It was great to have you on Cyber Kips, and I'm sure we'll see you for the next panel segment. We're going to turn you off and get in maybe our casters. But first, Robson, do you want to answer with your predictions for this one?
Yeah, I think the draft for sure looks HellRaisers favoured, but we have to think about execution, and we got to give respect to VP and their ability, obviously, to be aggressive, but they can make mistakes, and I think it's just the draft looks way too comfortable for HellRaisers to execute. There's so many mistakes they can make and still execute with the mistakes occurring. So yeah, I'd have to go with HellRaisers.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus.pro, they've fallen back on this Morphling pick time and time again, right, in this new iteration, and it's generally this mid laner who can kind of control the game, but yeah, I know what you're going to say.
But where's your lockdown? You have the save on Oracle, you've got the save, the Axe build on OD, double in prison, like, if HellRaisers want to take a fight, they choose when to take it. If VP want to take a fight, they have to move to an objective, try and force the objective to bring heroes in. And if there's no objective there, then HellRaisers run away. So it's very concerning on VP. They have to play a strong laning phase. They have to set the tempo, get some of that deep vision out, play off smokes, play off of just map control, maybe that first Roshan, utilize the Aegis to give them a bit more confidence and try and get an early Rax advantage. But yeah.
Right, and you're trying to play tempo into, you know, like an OD when you've got Morphling, Bristleback, and is their offlaner going to be Batrider or Nature's Prophet? I'm not sure.
It's flexibility.
Really
I would expect it to be maybe I'd like to see the back.
I want to see the bat,
just because he can leave his lane, he can start moving around the map early on and play with his Bristleback. So I think the Fury and offlane, you'd full flat so quickly.
Alrighty, thank you very much, T. And we're going to now bring in our casters who I'm very excited to announce. It's OD Pixel and S4. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fine. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. We're ready to go. I've brought my main man S4 along. S4, how are you doing, sir?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for this draft.
Kind of. I mean, I'm very excited.
There's a lot to talk about.
Wow. Take the floor, S4. I mean, what sort of jumps out to you? Obviously, we're seeing both teams coming in with a bit of tempo, but at the same time, they've also got the option for a bit of the late game powerhouses, right? An OD on one side and a Morph on the other. I mean, what do you think the teams are going in your sort of mind, and who's do you kind of like a little bit more?
At first, I thought Radiant had way superior draft. but right now they have a Prophet, and this hero is very strong this game. If they decide to put it mid here, he can snowball the game for them completely.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We're going to let you get on and cast the game. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, thank you very much. Indeed, as we get into this one. I mean, because let's talk about this a bit more. So obviously with the patch and everything, we've heard some of the other analysts. So these heroes like the Prophet that have this sort of global potential, has their stock just risen by an incredible amount because of the fact that TPs are more expensive and it's just a lot harder to sort of play that mobile across the map and react to sort of rat plays?
Yeah, Prophet. I think Prophet is stronger because of 2 points. The first one is Shrine. Shrine is gone, right? So now you only have Outpost. Takes longer to TP there. And then the second is he's the highest objective damage, like tower damage in the game right now, early. So that's what makes him strong. And then the global TP, of course.
Well, I'm talking about heroes being strong. I mean, obviously looking at the Radiant lineup, you said it yourself, you're liking what's going on. I'm seeing 2 heroes here that I know can be and have been a bit of a nightmare, especially on previous patches. Timbersaw. This was one of the heroes. 7.25 comes into play. I'm hitting Control F, I'm typing in Timber. There's no results S4. You know why there's no results S4? Because they didn't touch the bloody hero. What's up with that? Sure, this hero, he's pretty damn strong, isn't he?
He's strong, but if you know how to play against him, you can make him look pretty weak.
Okay.
So he's taking up the role of offlane right now, and you see the other 2 cores, they don't really have stuns, and Timber doesn't have a stun, so he has to play on his pressure, winning his lane and creating space for his 2 cores. It's gonna be a bit slower paced.
Talking about winning lanes S4, we've just had a courier snipe in the mid lanes. Solo. He's able to sneak around and trip up the OD a little bit, take his courier out of the game.
I think it's fine. He doesn't mind it too much. He won't get the 1 out.
And looking at these side lanes, another reason I imagine you felt that the Radiant draft had a lot of strengths. I mean, getting this Lycan hero, he at the moment in this current patch with the buffs that he received, obviously 2 of the ones to the hero itself, the Feral Impulse, the Shapeshift duration and everything. I mean, this hero, I feel like this hero is a bit of a nightmare to sort of balance, you'd imagine, right? Because you start adding these little sort of buffs, and suddenly this hero, he is the kind of hero, he's just winning games in 25 minutes.
Definitely. He counters Shadow Demon, I think, Zero, because Shadow Demon can't handle the ulti form and the Necrobooks. Same with Oracle. He has Oracle with him now. That's the first blood.
It is indeed Funnick. He's able to get in with these 2 points, level 2's hit. He's got the chain and the Whirling Death, and having that nuke, you've got to be careful of how low you sit as a Morphling. I mean, Kuman was sitting in lane with 420 HP. That's not going to quite do it as he gets blazed straight back to the base.
Yeah, so they're opting for the kill lane. Instead of putting Rubik top to mess with his last hit, they want the burst from Oracle. And it's actually a good idea. I didn't think of this.
Yeah, it's certainly keeping the pressure on the Morph.
But one thing I want to see Morph do is buy the Tarask, the Ring of Tarask.
Yes.
Level 1, and then he gets the HP from it. And then he can morph a bit more to the Agi and get Everlasted from the Timber.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's true. We'll see if Kuman does do anything like of the sorts. At the moment, just has the standard starting items queued up that we've seen on Morphs over there, just getting those early stats with the Wraith bands. And in terms of the Morph pick as a whole, what do you think VP's idea was with this? Because obviously they see the Lycan. They know there is the potential for HellRaisers to really start taking objectives incredibly early. Do you feel they have a draft that can sort of make space in this sort of crazy scenario for the Morph to still have a good game?
I don't think they were thinking too much about the mid game with this pick.
Okay.
What I see with the Morph pick is they were thinking about the Timber lane. So they want... Morph is like the highest damage hero as a carry, so he can deny against the Timber, because Timber's low damage, and Morph can hit twice, while Timber can hit once. If Morph gets the lead in this lane, he can double hit deny against Timber. Then Timber won't snowball the game. That was their thought process, I think.
So I was going to say, in terms of that game plan, this is pretty rough for VP that they've had this sort of start up top. But mid lane, no one's been able to pick up the slack here as he gets in behind the tower. Kasani was sitting low, and no one with the 2 points of the Quill Spray, just an overwhelming amount of damage that this OD could not hold him back from doing. He does kill himself. Roger, was he in time for the XP there?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Saw the level up.
Very nice. Level 3 on the Rubik, thanks for that one.
Yeah. Not the best Rubik game, but he can still make plays. I mean, any Rubik game will be fine.
Yeah, I guess if anything, you know, his big job. Ooh, Nyx. He's going to try and run this one away, but the Shadow Poison has got one on him. Can he get the second one? He does get the connection, but yeah, it won't be enough. Too much regen between the Tango and the Ferromill Impulse. He's got it on 2 points at the moment, so an insane amount of HP regen just sitting there on this hero. Quick TP out from Resolution will keep him safe. And yeah, talking about I guess for the Rubik, the main job for Roger is going to be the initiation. You said at the start, you know, these cores, they don't have any way to lock people down. Yeah. Roger's kind of he's got to be the one that walks in and grabs people. Yeah,
he should play kind of like Yapsor this game. His job should be to farm a lot this game and deep push. If he does that good early, he's going to get farm and they're going to be able to control the map against Prophet. Because if you don't lose tier 1 towers against Prophet, you might just win the game in the mid game.
And if that is going to happen and Roger's going to start getting that sort of itemization online early, what route do you want him to go? Does he want to rush a blink, or like what's sort of his first big item?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because it feels like a lot of pressure is on Roger to make these sort of flashy plays. But for now, the top lane, HellRaisers, they're certainly keeping the heat onto VP. Another kill behind the tower as they dive in. Kuman is still struggling to hit those creeps. Only 14 CS at the moment on the safe lane Morphling for VP.
Yeah. This game is very fragile because this is one of the games where the first 10 minutes is gonna decide the game, kinda. That's why I wanna talk about it a lot. So this Rubik, doesn't really matter what it gets later. If he gets fast lows this game, he can defend the towers for them. And that's gonna matter for the mid game. Mid lane, this is a good gank.
Yeah, set up there for Zayats, gets solo in on top. Miposhka's going to come across, try and see what he can do to help out Kasani, but they're diving in deep. The stacks of quills are building up, and they'll burn him down. Solo gets the kill, they can move over towards Miposhka. They're by the tier 2s, they don't want to dive any further. They do respect the damage coming out from that tower. Solo backs off just in time. One more hit from the tower would have taken him over the edge, but he knows when to retreat. They won't overdive, and Miposhka will live. But they got what they came for. They continue to put pressure on this OD in the mid lane and make sure that no one has a continued lead.
He wants the Caterpillar alive.
Doing his best to keep it up so that damage is there on the tower. Solo is here as well.
Caterpillar's gonna die.
Yeah, they got it. So they'll be able to relieve some of this pressure that Funix trying to apply on his own. And Solo being
playing very well actually right now. They force so much attention mid, so Morph got a game now. Suddenly.
And what's the morph, like, what are you rushing on a morph this game?
This is a Eu-VOD rush, I think.
Okay.
Because they need to play split, and he needs to contribute into ganks here. When Prophet pushes lanes, they need to burst.
Oh, we'll see.
Kind of want to see Orchid on Prophet this game.
Yeah, still going to go for the casual drums here as the opening mid lane. Extra pressure once more. He's going to drop the ult. It's not going to kill no one. Roger's in with the TP. He has got the lift back. So Roger's able to get in time and make the play. Resolution's underneath the tower. Resolution, he's fighting back against the two of them. The disarm's out from Miposhka. Rezo, has he still got anything left of the tank? He's salving up, and he's got a Sprout to get the vision. Also, Zayats comes in, starts to lay down the poison. VP, they'll get the two of them. Rezo with the cleanup, getting that double kill. As he's getting aggressive, and this is great to see. As soon as he hits 6, he's getting active, he's making plays. He knows it's hard to pressure that bottom tower with the Lycan sort of sitting there pushing back, so he's just going to start moving around the map and creating chaos.
So, as a carry, if you're Lycan in this position, and you see Prophet hit 6, you need to push the lane before he pushes into you. Because you could have gotten half damage on bottom tower.
And we see no one do a great job sort of in response to that. As soon as Nyx does get closer to the tower, trying to amp up that pressure, no one's in on the bristleback. He's able to push him away and also able to force that first use of the ult out of him. So suddenly a nice window where VP know they can make moves and they don't have to worry about the Lycan amping up the speed that he's taken down a side lane or turning up to the fight himself and having some sort of impact early on.
Yeah. No one's job in this game is to defend pretty much at some point against Lycan. So he needs to keep his TP alive. What Lycan could have done there is TP to another lane and take a tower. Something you see Envy do a lot when he plays carry.
Yeah, I mean, and in terms of what Nyx is doing, he's going back to the jungle. He's making sure he gets his Necro Book 1 done. Is this very much a hero? You get the first level of the Necro Book, and then you do have to be looking for towers? Like, does it just only hurt your game if you continue to jungle after picking up the initial level 1 Necro?
Yeah, I think it's hurting him even now. The fact that they have to use ult bottom defensively. He already hit his timing, the dumb timing. And he needs to go right away. He needs to go where Bristle is not.
I was going to say, because this Bristle is terrifying. No one just running past the tower. Kills off Miposhka. Miposhka's got no sort of counterplay to this. He can even start to put some pressure onto Funnick. Funnick's coming in to try and clear out this push from Resolution and no one. But he's got to run. The tower is indeed going to be focused down by Rezo. Funnick still continue to be chased by no one. He's going to have another Timber Chain. He's still got a good amount of mana, but he's being slowed down incredibly so. Sprout is out. He's going to turn, try and burst down no one with the Chakram. It's not enough damage. Funnick has to run. He's not going to make it away. The last Quill Spray will clip him. Nyx is coming with the army, sending forward the Centaur Conqueror to see if he can get the stun. Shapeshifts back online. So with that movement speed, he'll chase in, land the stun. He's hitting into the back of the Bristle, moves round to the front. They'll take him down. Finally able to kill off no one. Rezo goes for the TP. They don't have a TP cancel in time. Resolution will escape. So the battle kicking off down bottom. Rezo, he did get a lot of damage done to the tier 1 tower, but he didn't quite finish it. We'll be able to get back over, though, with that global potential with the TPs. It doesn't take this outpost, though, in time. He actually has to stop because he's worried about Roger getting the initiation with the telekinesis. Roger still might find it, though, because Miposhka holds him down with the root into the micro there with the Centaur Conqueror. There'll be a defensive disruption from Zayas, but the telekinesis was already there, dragging him back. It doesn't matter. Rezo's too tanky. He's able to head up to the high ground with his Treadstrum's wand. They just can't quite fight through that amount of HP, these two supports on their own.
Oh, the creep is gold. Nice. 200 gold profit. So you might think that is an even trade. Bristol dying for Timber, but they made Radiant respond. And the one that responds this game is going to be losing. So if Lycan do the moves first, they're going to be winning this game.
We'll see if Nyx gets a little more active now that he does have that level 1 book done. So yeah, you would sort of hope, as you say, with these items, he's got to look for any sort of opportunity he sees in any of the lanes to get onto a tier 1 tower. He's got to take that. And if you are the Lycan in this mode, what are you keeping your mind on most in terms of who you're avoiding? Is it just the Bristle, or are there other heroes that you sort of see in a lane and you're instantly sort of moving to the other side of the map away from?
It's only Bristle.
Okay.
You need to force him without ulti on a tower. It's TP to a tower, and then you go to another tower with ult. He can't keep up with you. That's how he has to play.
See top lane, Funnick. He's able to get back over, and him and Miposhka catch out solo, trying to soak up some action for himself. And won't be able to stay alive though. And in fact, probably the most unlikely tower push. Alita did well. He's tanky. He can tank the tower. He's not going to take it incredibly quickly, but he is doing his job. He's keeping that siege creep alive. The pressure's on, and in a game with as many tower pushing heroes as we have, we're only about to see the second tier 1 get taken down finally here at 11 minutes in. It's now leaving the map in a bit of a mirror. VP obviously got that tier 1 tower down bottom earlier with the push of Rezo, and top lane will be taken by Funnick. As Funnick can start putting into his next item. Arcane's done on Roger. See what Kasani's going for. Obviously the Ags rush. Solo smokes up, gets a good ward down deep behind the tier 2, so he can look at reaction. Sort of TP's coming in once these pushes come in for these 2 towers mid, which VP are wanting to do so. No one's heading forward. If they can find Nyx, Nyx is going to pop the ult. Solo doesn't want to go for the lasso here. He knows that if he lassos, there's a high chance that they just turn and rip him apart with the summons. So Solo backs off. We are going to have a couple of DCs, unfortunately, from HellRaisers. Hopefully they'll be soon to get back in. What's going to happen here, S4? Is this VP sort of backing off from the fight now, or is this still a fight that VP could look to take?
They basically bought themselves 3 minutes here, and I mean 2 minutes pretty much. And I think they actually won the game.
Oh, damn! I mean, this is what we like. I love these sort of calls because they're exciting, right? Now we know that if it doesn't go VP's way, something crazy has happened. And if it does go VP's way, we know that S4 is indeed a prophet and a master of the game, which we're going to assume is going to happen anyway. But let's say that something does go wrong for VP. What would be the big mistake for VP to make? If you're VP right now, you're with the team, what do they have to not do?
They should not dive the towers too deep, because that's how they're going to die here. And also, they need to keep clicking on the OD. See if he gets his axe or not. When he gets his axe, they have to play more careful, wait for the E-blade, because the Axe OD can actually turn this game around fast.
Yeah, because I guess
They're not out. They're not out. And I have to say, Resolution, he's playing perfect game right now.
Yeah, he's been looking
I
pretty
love his
sweet.
skill build too.
202 skill build and the item build. It's exactly what you hope for. You know, you said you want to just see the Orchid come out. It's on its way. It's got the first Oblivion staff. He's getting that online. And you like this as well from afterwards, going for the Shadowblade pickup after the Orchid.
Yeah, Shadowblade is one of the stronger items this patch. It's gonna go into Silver's Edge, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They made it so you get 50% less heal. It's basically a vessel, half the duration vessel.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
yeah, what is it? What is the duration on the break on Silver Edge? Like
4 seconds.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
4 seconds.
So
right.
it's pretty good against Timber because when he clicks a wand, it's gonna be half. You know, the region, half also. Because it's safe, even though you get broken.
Yes, because at the same time, is that I can't. Did they change it? Can you remove the debuff for Silver Edge? I don't think you can you? Like an Oracle do anything to save him, or is that 4 seconds of being screwed?
That's a good question, Pixel. I think I should know this.
No, it's I
actually don't know.
Silver Edge debuff undispellable. So because it was before, right? You couldn't take it away. Like so that's pretty crazy then, right? 4 seconds with reduced healing. That there's no counterplay other than just dying, and that's not really a counterplay. That's just a bad play.
So better than Vessel in that sense. They can't.
Yeah. That sounds. I mean, it makes, as you said, we're seeing more and more sort of Shadowblade Silver Edge built up, and this is why this item is something to be feared of for sure. It's a terrifying item.
I just want to be like the coach of Radiant right now.
Okay. And, what do you want to see? Yeah. First off, don't go too hard on the Lycan. I know you've been a bit disappointed so far with what Nyx has been doing, but what would you say?
Nah, it's not on him to be honest. It's
who we playing?
Strategy.
Okay, so we're flaming the captain. I love it. Okay.
I guess if we have to blame someone, yes. Yeah. Okay. Their coach. Now, I'm kidding. Yeah. So I think the Lycan, he is playing like how he usually does. Yeah. But the strategy should be that even if they take tower damage bottom, they should not react to it. Like as soon as they react to it, then VP are winning the game. But if they can be the one making Dire react top, they're gonna start winning the game. This Prophet playing reactive is not going to be good. So what I want to see is I want Rubik alone bottom, and I want the powerful heroes on the top lane, on the tier 2, on the mid, you know? So VP has to respond, even if they die for it. They have to be on that side.
And what's sort of the power of doing that as Radiant side? If you are able to sort of get up top, as you say, just really put the pressure on. Like, are you already trying to push them, like the lane right up towards the tier 3s? Like you're taking tier 2 as well and trying to take over the jungle of VP?
Yeah, it's all about what I said before. It's the reaction. As soon as you see Bristle tipping top, because he has to at some point, you're going to have too many heroes top. As soon as you see Bristle, then you back. Then you have the whole map, right? So that's how they have to play. But now Bristle can be anywhere. He can make the aggressive moves. He needs to play defensive.
I mean, we're seeing that in place exactly here. Just no one just running down mid. He goes where he wants. He's not even having to look at the side lanes. Top lane's being entirely handled by Kuman. He's got all the space in the world as his morph. I'm going to see Roger with the stolen teleport, able to come up here and at least look to
wait for him.
The wave.
That's good spell, actually.
Let's see if he grabs it. Oh, I'm going to have another pause, unfortunately. Unfortunately for Roger, Kuman is sitting a little smarter on the Aegean strength, not really anywhere near nuke potential. Or maybe with Kasani. Wait, is there a play that could happen here? If he's able to grab waveform, get him with the telekinesis, OD waltzes over a couple of hits into the ult, would that do it?
True. Yeah. He has one raindrop, but his int is very low.
All right, okay, let's go. $10,000 on the line. Will he kill Kuman or not? Yes or no?
Kuman is a fast clicker.
Oh.
He's not gonna get it.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh.
Okay, so now he's going to have a chance.
I don't know about that.
He's going to have a chance to shift, isn't he?
Yeah, that's not the play.
No.
Because they didn't have lift, right? So they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to kill him there.
I mean, they got him away. You know, you're talking about pressure, pushing people out of lanes. He reacted. He moved away. But I guess the problem is that the rest of VP didn't. No one's still over there farming the jungle, sitting around the mid lane. Happy as Larry, doing what he wants.
So you see our top lane, they need to keep going with this wave into the tier 2 with a strong hero. I even 3 heroes, put wards there. That's how they get the Bristle to top. Right now, no one is like, even though he has 3 deaths, he kind of won the game for them.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
yeah,
been
such
playing really well.
great start mid.
Him and Rezo has played perfect this game in terms of how Radiant should have played.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And this itemization, of course, and no one is just making him invincible. Once he has the halberd on top of the Vanguard, the combination of the damage block and the evasion, I don't know how they're going to kill him. I mean, other than sort of the Q from Funnick, that'll be nice. You know, that'll at least put a dent in the Bristleback. But taking him 100-0 is going to be a very, very hard thing to do right now if you're HellRaisers. It's kind of going to rely on them somehow finding a situation where this OD is going to get an insane amount of stacks up and then pop the ult. And that just hasn't been happening because they, at the moment, have struggled to really find those sort of team fights. HellRaisers down bottom, Funnick. He's going to be slowed up by the ult. They're on top of them with the lasso. Will be saved.
Very good by Radiant, actually. They did not TP bottom. This is what I like to see. Look.
Yeah, we're seeing Nyx closer and closer towards that tier 2.
Now they want to do that. They want to make them react. They want to go for the kill top pair, if they can. Then they force EPs from VP, and then they get the whole map. They get the whole bottom, everything. If they do that, like now, they have a chance to come back. OD getting Axe also.
Yeah, just about 300 gold away for Kasani.
I would even ult on Lycan, but Rubik should have been there for sure to lift the profits. They would have forced 3 TPs top.
That's definitely sort of the struggle, yeah. A lot of the time it's on Roger to be there to start things. If he's not around, there's no chance setting up onto these elusive heroes like the Morph and even just the Prophet. You know, Rezo able to play away with Sprouts and TPs. You've got to have a way to catch him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly talking about macro things now, not so much micro. Because I think the strategy is what teams should focus on the most here. And high-level Dota is usually the best teams right now. They have very good macro. They know how to play this. I think VP is playing really well.
VP, they're going to see a chance to try for a quick kill. Funnick has got the hood done, so an extra bit of protection from that magical burst. Allowed to change the way. Zayats is going to continue to chase, does have the ult ready to slow him down. Funnick just trying to make him chase for as long as he can.
After this one. If he got out vision, he would have survived.
It's a little too much burst from the combo. We'll see over here. Rezo is waiting in the high ground. TP's over, but Miposhka will be safe, but his OD will not. Dragged it back by Solo with the lasso. Kasani will fall for sure. They'll move over towards the OD, towards the Oracle, make sure the Miposhka cannot be anywhere close to offer a false promise. And VP will get those 2 kills as they continue to just rule the map. Now it's a 6k gold lead at just 16 minutes in. It's looking harder and harder for HellRaisers to really get this one back online. Nyx, he does continue to hold this creep wave very close towards the tier 2, at least keeping resolution up here. But now with the levels that VP's cores have, they don't really need this Prophet to push. No one alone can just start hitting on towers. And it's very hard for HellRaisers to slow him down. But it comes in with a TP. More TPs coming in as HellRaisers do respawn. See if they can get any sort of setup. They're going to try and chase no one for a little bit at least. Funnick's in again with another nurse's jack from slow. See if they can do this. The run in from the Wolf. Nyx. They're doing exactly as you say. They're going around him, they're killing the squishies. They get the Shadow Demon, now they look to try and poke a bit at no one. But they'll be happy with what they got. They got a kill, they got a support, now they can try and put some pressure onto this tier 1 mid. And Funnick, he's not done. He knows he's the only one that can really sort of burst the bristle a little bit. But now with the TP over, it's time to back. Kuman and Solo are here. Quick nuke, Astral is going to be used in a way that may not really do anything to help him at all. He's still sort of left behind. He's got another Timber Chain to play with. He's running away, has got Miposhka by his side, and False Promise is online, so they cannot dive further onto the Timber Saw. Funnick will live. I mean, we're definitely seeing it. HellRaisers, any opportunity they have, they're trying to go. But at this point, it just seems too easy for VP to react. They don't need to bring that many heroes in because of how far ahead their heroes are at this stage.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Prophet TP bottom soon. Even though it's Quelling Blade, he can sprout ahead of him. He has no boots. Resto, 2 seconds on Resto TP. He's TPing behind there.
There we go.
But they're
exactly on cue. Beautiful read, S4. You know, it's... you can pretty much just tell me how the rest of the game goes. I mean, I think you already said it at 13 minutes. You said VP's got this. It's certainly looking like it right now. HellRaisers, they've got to do something big. They do manage to end a very huge streak as they kill off the Nature's Prophet. HellRaisers sticking together, and Astral on to no one. And no one's easily able to run away, and now starts to poke back towards Funnick. Second Astral, he's playing with the Axe now, building those charges up. He'll be disarmed. 5 seconds until Astral's back on. Could they hold no one in place to get another charge out of them? Kasani's trying to head forward. Funnick's still playing with the backliners, and with the control from the Micro and the Chakram, they will burst down sides, but they've lost their Oracle. Kasani is looking towards Kuman. Kuman turns into the OD, holds him back in his own Astral imprisonment. And Kasani, does he still want to keep poking his head around it? It's a little scary with his Oracle dead. He doesn't have any backup required. Funnick finally falls as he was able to pull them so far away from the rest of the action, but unable to get any further kills other than that onto Zayats. And Kasani's still poking. He's still putting these charges. He's getting more and more. He's got a 19 at the moment.
Morph is playing smart. You can see the strength.
I mean, he's got 1800 at the moment. I mean, he may still die here.
Fine.
Okay. With Nyx as well, I don't know. Kuma's got to be careful. He is indeed.
He's not fine.
TP out. You should have believed in yourself, S4.
The Astral.
You were right. Oh, wait, he could have Astraled him again?
I might be wrong. It could have been a cooldown.
No, I think you're right. I think he would have had it. I don't know. We'll never know. Someone in chat will know. But it was close either way. I mean, you were right the first time round. Kuman indeed does make it away. And yeah, Kuman's had a pretty clean game. Even though there was that pressure early on up top, he's 1-1-1. He's only died the once. He's not been getting involved in too much action because he's focused on getting his items done. And his game's fully recovered. You see top 4 net worth at the moment. 3 of them, they are VP's cores.
There's a last summit.
Grab. And he can turn. He did lose all his charges, so he's back down to only 3 of them. Kasani may need more help than just the false promise. He's going to Astral himself. Yeah, Rezo's going to be ready to punch as soon as he comes back out. He just pops. Far too much damage built up from no one in his quills. They'll look over towards Funnick. Funnick does get rooted, but he gets the chain off in time. Kuman's going to continue to try and chase a little bit, but they won't go any further. There's still a tier 1 and a tier 2 on that lane. VP, they know they don't need to poke there anymore. They're still holding on to quite the lead right now. 9k advantage. Over towards Roche they go, into the pit. And this, can it be contested by HellRaisers? I don't think it can it, S4? This should be a free Roche for VP.
Yeah. That's a free one. Timber, do not die, Timber. You need your item.
Careful, Funnick.
Good chain. I'll leave the Oracle.
Let him. Oh, he may live actually. The flame break bounced him back to safety, so Miposhka will be okay. The Kuman morph is trying to chase as he turns into the Timber, using the chain himself to close the gap.
Look at the minimap right now. So they've been doing this all the game. And they're playing very calm. Like, they're looking at the map more so than Radiant. Radiant is looking kind of what's on the screen, not on the minimap.
Dude, if that sounds like such a high MMR flame. I love it. Look at this guy. He looks at the screen, not the minimap. I mean, that is, you basically just summed up my entire Dota 2 playing. Yeah. You know, when I'm in a game, I don't even realize I turn the minimap off. You know, that's the setting. So don't do it, kids. Map on, it is quite a useful part of the game. Top lane, they're on the hunt for Funnick. Funnick, he's got the Lotus, but that is it. Bit of lasso on lasso action there, Solo. Signs up for a bit of bondage, and they tie each other down.
Yeah, this Lotus is very good this game.
Wasn't good enough there, S4.
Not good enough, but in a team setting, they can definitely win fights with this.
Because I gotta say, I like how Funnick's playing. You feel like Funnick's playing the right way, sort of just getting stuck in, sort of drawing all the attention to himself. Is that his job at the moment as this Timber?
Yeah, I think if you look at this game and the draft, I think it's like a mirror draft. What I mean is that they have similar roles. Bristle and Timber in team fights, they have similar roles. They're both tanks. I know this is not League of Legends, but they're both tanks. And they give vision in the fights, right?
Yes,
so
they do.
Bristle runs in, he runs ahead of the team, and then he scouts the Oracle and kind of forces him back. Timber can do the same in the fights, so they can find the Shadow Demon. And that's kind of like how no one is playing right now in fights. You've seen him deep in the fights. He show everyone. He show the Rubik, the Oracle. Orc can't get any ults on his teammates in fights because of no one.
Now, how's it going to be for VP when they do try and break the high ground? Is there, like, do HellRaisers have a good high ground defense in your opinion? Is sort of having the OD enough, just building up charges? Would you say that's pretty much a good way to deal with a push, or do VP have ways to just get in? Are we just going to see sort of Rezo TP in behind back lines, no one just charging past towers? Like, what's the game plan?
If I was on VP's team speaker now, I would say that Radiant has no gank opportunities, like no catch. So I would push in top and bottom at the same time. And then I would play 4 heroes top, 1 hero bottom, Prophet bottom. And they're gonna find a lasso eventually.
See Nyx, he's popped the ult here, seeing if they can maybe chase someone down, but VP are already starting to back up.
It's all about Shadow Demon.
He's playing very defensively, keeping himself right back. First disruption out. Funnick's going to dive in. He's looking to go and cut down Resolution, but Resolution's got his BKB done. He's a big fat boy right now in the Prophet, and he'll start to punch them away. Silence out onto Miposhka. They've got to play safe, HellRaisers, but Solo's on the chase. He's in with the slow, sticking napalm, using the clumsy net to lock down Miposhka once more. They're just focusing this Oracle, getting Miposhka away from the entirety of his team as they'll take him down, turn over towards Roger. VP, they pick up the 2 supports, and very clean execution once again from the squad.
Ward on Solo. He's gonna ward into Lasso right here. Because Oracle's dead, right? Nice catch.
Yeah, this will put a stop to the blink play. Kasani is still going to get slowed by the demonic purge. Yeah, they have to be a little careful here. The summons are killing off the ST on the backlines, but he did his job. He got the ult out onto the OD. Kasani couldn't get back to the base. They just surround and swarm onto Funnick. He has got the timber chain, but he doesn't manage to get the tree. He's going to be stuck outside of the base, taken out. As VP, they'll take the 2 cores, and there's 17k lead, and with both cores down without buyback, this should be a pretty damn good window to do some damage to the base right now.
He's probably screaming right now in TeamSpeak. The OD, like, this game is bugged.
I think he's probably been screaming all game, I'll be honest. It's just been noises. It's been a rough one for HellRaisers. VP have just made the smartest strategic calls, playing a step ahead, and now they're getting the reward for it. Taking down the mid set of racks, they'll move over towards bottom. Continue to push in. HellRaisers will be up in about 10 seconds. Maybe they can get some sort of a fight together, try and build towards a big OD ult, but as we've seen for pretty much the entirety of the game, that just hasn't happened. VP making all the offensive moves, and HellRaisers just not kitted up to make the suitable reactions. As a second set of racks is finished off, with all the tier 2s taken, they can look to go top if they want to keep this pressure on. Resolution's already going in to bring the wave around. They will get Solo.
In 3 seconds. No?
He's thinking about it.
He's gonna buy back soon. Let's watch.
Goes for the 4-star.
What a new Solo.
And it's been a while, you know. Solo, he's a changed man. He's been for a few squads, you know. This squad looking pretty good right now. And good stuff all round. They made some smart drafts. Having no one in the mid lane on his Bristle against this OD worked perfectly. And Kasani's whole game, he's just been right behind. Nyx, he's keeping up with farm, but it's just not been a clean Lycan game for him. It's been a hard Lycan game, as you say. You know, it's not on the player, it's just the strategy, it's the situation he's in. He's 3-1-4, looks great, but he just hasn't been able to do his job. There's still 3 tier 2s sitting up. Heck, there's still a tier 1 staying up on the bottom lane. They've just not been able to push in against the way that VP's been playing, and the fact that no one did get such a good start, and he was this force that he could just turn up to lanes that were getting pressured, and he'd be there to defend. And what do? You're not pushing this Bristle out of the lane. You've just got to move elsewhere, and they've just not been able to do it quick enough in this match.
Radiant's making a call now. They're just gonna play on vision. It's their last chance here. They're gonna bait them into high ground here.
We'll start with a quick kill.
Yeah.
Solo, he's gone. And he's dead. 50 seconds. Nice little window. What do you do now? You got to think fast, Stressful. You've just got this kill. What else can you make out of the back of this?
You pretty much go back to your base and push up bottom with 1 arrow, with the TP ready. They need to play on this ward somehow.
Is this a kill? They're chasing the Morphic. Can they do anything about him?
No, it's not a kill.
No.
They might be a kill on the other way though. Other way around. The Shadow Demon is strong.
We see Nyx is sort of just eyeing him up with his invis, but they just, between these 3 cores, as we've said, they just don't really have a means to start the action. Every single time. Can we get away? What's he got? What's he doing?
Do you see it?
I don't know, what am I looking at?
Okay. Now he had an AC in the backpack.
Yeah, I mean, I was that some sort of strategical play or just AC in the
No.
backpack? No. Well, you can't spell backpack without AC. Actually, without 2 ACs, actually. So we'll see if he gets the second one. The more you know.
So look, they're gathering on the hill here.
Oh.
Shadow Demon.
Alright, that's an ult.
Buyback.
Let's see if they can do more from this. This was an early ult to guarantee the quick kill on the support.
Wow.
No one is not a target. Resolution just knocks out poor old Roger straight away with the big old Nature's Wrath bouncing through. Timber chain across, Funnick is trying to hold them back, keep the rest of his team safe. They'll turn their attention over towards Funnick, but he's got the Lotus Orb and another chain to break it. Up he goes, a couple of Astrals holds them back. They won't lose anyone else. It's just a support for support. Problem is their VP can push him without the threat of the Sanity's Eclipse now being there. They're going to get the pressure onto this top tower. What can HellRaisers do to slow this down with no ult on the OD for a good 2 minutes? They're just sitting back, watching these racks fall. They'll start to punch into no one a little bit, but he uses the halberd to disarm Kasani. They'll take the melee racks. They'll look over towards Funnick and GG. It's called. It's all over here. 30 minutes in, and the game wraps up. VP will take this first match. And S4, not that there was any sort of sense of a doubt, you were bang on. It was looking back, would you still sort of, you would say that this game, it was over at 13 minutes?
Yes, it was. I actually love this kind of games because the drafts were so similar, and it's all about the first 10 minutes, the tier 1 towers. And I mean, I hope they watch this replay because they can learn so much